What's up, guys? Happy Friday, everybody in the house. How are you doing? So, my name is April. I'm with astrolada.com, and I'm here with your weekly horoscope for August 31st. Oh my gosh. Mercury is still in shadow for a few more days. The title says through September 1st. No, it's through September the 7th. I need to change that. But it's a weekly astrology, okay? You guys should know me by now that's what I cover. So from this Friday until next Friday of 2018. And so I will go over the horoscope and let you guys know what's going on astrologically this whole week coming up. And we do celebrity coffee talk, which means we get into the astrology charts of public figures to show how astrology works, because their lives are so public that it's great to use them as examples of, you see, when you have this placement in your chart, this can happen. Or when you're going through this planetary transit and you're this and this can happen. Oh, okay, we see now. Yeah, so that's what we do here. So yeah, it's good evening, guys. It is the evening here where I am at. And so I appreciate you guys being here. What's up, everybody in the chat? Okay, so what are we getting into this coming week? Well, what's still lingering around right now? Well, the grand Earth trine. How are you guys feeling with that? Are you guys liking that? You guys like in that energy? So the grand Earth trine, what that means is we have 3 planets that are in Earth signs working together. We have the Sun in Virgo, we have Uranus in Taurus, and we have Saturn in Capricorn, and they're all aspecting each other very positively, forming like a magical triangle up there. And they're radiating lots of energy down here that is very Earth sign based, which means it's more based on like stability and being grounded and being really focused on things. Work and money and things that are plans for the long term and really sticking to commitments. That is all Earth sign energy. So a lot of people may be feeling it and feeling like, you know what, I can be a little bit more focused is what I have to do right now. So yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, so we're still in the grand Earth trine energy. And every sign will feel it differently. It's in everybody's charts differently. But as a collective, yes, we will feel the Earth energy. Very much so. Okay. So what else is going on? Yeah, we're coming up off of the full moon in Pisces, which we talked about last week. But what's coming up this week? Let's just dive right in before it gets like too dark over here. Since I am doing this in the evening again this time. So what's going on this coming week? We don't have too many major things. There's no new moons, there's no full moons, there's nothing like that. No major planetary shifts. However, Mercury is switching signs, which is very important. Mercury is coming up out of the shadow. Oh my gosh, you guys, how many of you are so happy that Mercury is getting out of shadow? Mercury retrograde. Oh my gosh. And I know we astrologers are supposed to act like we have it together and, oh yeah, I'm doing great. I survived. Okay. I'm so unaffected by things because I know all about them. Like, I know we're supposed to be that, but we're still humans. Okay. And yes, as a fellow human, I am so glad Mercury is getting out of shadow and retrograde. Oh my gosh. So done. Prime example. I mislabeled this live stream as being through September 1st instead of September 7th. Like I meant to do, mistype, typo, whatever. A lot of stuff has been happening like that. And people have been messaging me about having car issues and all this stuff still. And I'm just like, oh my God, please, Mercury, let's get it going. Like, let's get back to normal. So Mercury is coming up out of its shadow period this week that I'm covering. And also it's switching signs into Virgo. Mercury is going into one of his home signs. He is the ruling planet of Gemini and of Virgo. What does that mean for us all? Well, Mercury being in Virgo, you know what? Let me show you guys my cup and and talk about this. Take a sip of tea before before I get into Mercury and Virgo too. So I have my cup that says Nerds Rule, because Virgo is a sign that is kind of nerdy because it's ruled by Mercury. It's very cerebral. It thinks about a lot of things, very detail oriented. A lot of nerd jobs are ruled by Virgo because you do have to use your brain a lot. You do have to be kind of like a smarty pants, you know, and a know-it-all about a lot of different technical details and stuff. You have to understand the processes of how things work and operate. You have to be all about efficiency and all that stuff. So yeah, you could say that's nerdy stuff, but whatever. Nerds are cool. Love them. Okay. I am a nerd in a lot of ways too, so I'm not hating. So yeah, that's why I've got my Nerds Rule cup. So Mercury in Virgo is on September the 5th. September 5th, Mercury moves into Virgo. So excuse me, I will do a horoscope for every sign of what that means for you, because Mercury is going to be joining the other planets in Earth to form another grand Earth trine. And that's going to be, it's going to be pretty nice, you know, a really nice relief from the whole Mercury retrograde fiasco that we've been having the last couple of months. Then we ease into this smooth Earth energy. Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait, you guys. So, yes, Brittany, it is tea time. So I'm going to take a sip really quick and see what you guys are saying in the chat. And then I'll get into Mercury and Virgo and your horoscope for that. And then at the end, we are going to talk about Trisha Paytas and Jason Nash for the coffee talk, and that was a viewer request. So thank you to the person that requested that. I cover them. YouTubers are in the news so much right now for many reasons, and so people are taking a little bit of a heightened interest in them, just like they do celebs. Okay, and so she is a celeb. She's a YouTuber and he's a YouTuber, and now they're dating and they have a very interesting relationship. If you don't know who they are, don't worry, I'll get you up to speed at the very end of the segment. But I will make sure you guys get your horoscopes first, because there's a lot of people that say, I don't care about celebrities, they're all fake anyway, why do you need me? So for them, we'll save all the good stuff till the end, okay? And then they can go away, okay? Oh my gosh, turmeric tea. I ran out for a while and now I got some more. Oh, it's just the best stuff ever. Okay, so Mercury in Virgo. Mercury being in its home sign, yes, we will all be a little bit more mentally active as far as paying attention to details, and maybe details that we usually don't really care for, we'll notice. We'll start noticing things and maybe saying that a lot more, saying that phrase, I noticed this and I noticed that, and just be looking around at things a lot more in that way. And kind of looking under a microscope is Virgo, like looking at things under extreme details, you know, like extreme. Mercury in Virgo is all about paying attention to grammar and punctuation as well. So watch the grammar police start coming out. Woo, 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 woo. The grammar police are coming, you guys, while Mercury's in Virgo. So just be aware of that. You yourself, even if you're not a Virgo, may start becoming a little bit, well, actually, it's spelled blah, 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 blah. Well, actually, it's pronounced blah, 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 blah. Well, actually is a Virgo term. Okay, it's a little Virgo phrase. I have a lot of Virgos around me in my family. There's a lot of Virgo energy. I have 2 Virgo kids. I've already told you guys that. Virgo mom. So I hear the well actuallys all the time. Okay, so we all may be caught in that as a collective when Mercury is in Virgo, and that's like raining down upon us energetically. What it's good for is having a bit more of a better comprehension of how things work, instead of just like taking things for face value and surface level. It's like, nope. What is this? What is that? I think you missed the spot. You know, that type of a vibe is with Mercury in Virgo as well. So extreme attention to detail. I can't stress that enough. That's what it's about. And also, what else does Virgo rule? It rules health too. So there's a lot of people that are health conscious all the time or not very health conscious all the time, but Mercury being in Virgo does make us step that up though. Paying attention to our health, paying attention to ingredients and things and how things work and how things make your body act and react. So, and looking at your daily habits too, good or bad, you know, what time do you wake up in the morning? Is that really serving you well? Because Virgo is a sign of service. It doesn't mean just like being a loyal servant. Oh, here you are, master. Like, it's not just that type of servant. It's like what serves you, what works for you, what works in your world around you. So we will be paying attention to that stuff a lot more. And yeah, that could be what time do you wake up in the morning, because there's a domino effect with that, you know, because then that affects how alert you are and how quickly you get things done and how much you can get done in one day. And trust me, Virgo energy is all about that to-do list, that never-ending freaking to-do list that we all have. And Virgo energy, it's like, it's hard for Virgo energy to understand that to-do list never ends and like accept that. It's like kind of getting nervous about not completing things and making sure that things are done and complete before you move on to another thing. So, you know, that can be good. That could be good or bad. For some people, it may stress them out. For some people, it's like, it really helps them to be more thorough with things, to be able to sit and actually focus on something for a long time until it is done, instead of like jump over here, jump over there, and be distracted, you know? So that's just in general what Mercury and Virgo is about. Just, you know, paying more attention to things, maybe correcting people a lot more. Virgos will definitely be on their correcting tip. Yes, you guys will. I've already noticed that when the sun is entered Virgo, Virgos are really in Virgo mode. I've noticed that even on my social media, like some lady wrote me this long dissertation with bullet points and everything and said I should take more notes and I should do this, and broke down every single thing that I spoke about in detail and how I could have done it better on a video. And it was on a live stream. I was like, are you serious? Lady, you must be a Virgo, because you know what? When you do a live stream, it's more go with the flow and like kind of casual. At least my style is. You guys know that. I come on here and yeah, I could be nerdy and detailed, but I chat with you guys like you're my friends. You know, I'm very casual like that, because I want astrology to be for everyday people in everyday life, not just like the elites and only certain people should understand it. No, astrology is life. You guys know that. Okay, like astrology it affects everything. Your car breaking down more than usual, now most people know by now. That's Mercury retrograde. Or, you know, if somebody's acting a little bit more angrier than usual, okay, that's Mars. Like you're going through a Mars transit. There's so many things that astrology can explain about our everyday lives, you know? So I want it to be for everyday people. So I'm going to be very casual. I won't always pronounce things right. I'm a human being. So yeah, like I was just like, really, it is definitely Virgo season. Virgos are in the house right now. So if you feel the urge to do that a little too much while Mercury's in Virgo, just volunteer things like that when they're really uncalled for, without stopping to first understand someone and accept them for who they are and how they are before writing a dissertation or speaking a long speech to them about how wrong they are. Please think twice. Okay, please stop and think twice. Well, you know, maybe that's just how they are. You know, maybe that's just how they speak. Maybe that's just how they dress. Maybe they actually like to wear makeup. And that's none of my business. I don't need to speak out and say, well, I don't like it. I told you guys last week about my youngest, who's a Virgo sun, and Mercury, talking about I don't like it. That was his first phrase. I don't like it. Like, okay, well, that's cool. Do you have to let the whole world know about every little thing you don't like? And Virgo energy can be, because it's about problem solving. Yeah, it is about noticing the problems that are in the world and things that can be fixed, you know? So, and that's cool. We need that. What would this world be without that? Without Virgo energy fixing things and understanding things on a level that most of us just don't even take the time to. You know, so we need it. I'm not knocking it completely, but But I'm just saying, like, kind of keep a balance between know when to do that and be when you're being helpful, and when you're just being critical for no reason, just bitter boots. Okay. Just in it. Okay, that's great. Can you please keep that to yourself? Because not everybody cares what you don't like. I'm just saying. Sherry says, oh my God, I'm dating a Virgo and he always corrects me when I pronounce the word. Oh my gosh, that's gotta be irky. Oh my gosh, Kimara's here. What's up, Kimara? Hugs to you, girl. Kimara says, that's why I enjoy this so much. Easy breezy. Astrology can get complicated. Yeah, it does. It does. You know what? I'm pronouncing your name wrong again, just like last week, so pardon me. Level Denim says, I love fixing stuff and making stuff. Yay! We love that about Virgos. We love that about you guys. Fixing and making stuff. Yes. So that's what it's all about. Okay. Hasn't Mercury gone direct? You're the best. 1122 asked. Yes, it's gone direct, but it's in shadow period. So it's still not all the way on track yet until, like, when it goes direct, people get all excited and hyped, but then people still have typos and card issues and technology issues and wonder why. It's because Mercury's still not all the way going back to its regular orbit until a few weeks after it goes direct. So yeah. Candace says, this is my Mars in Virgo conjunct ascendant mom. She gets off on critiquing everything. You know, and we do need our critics in the world, okay? We do need our critics. I mean, without them, how would we know whether or not things work and what could be better? But I'm just saying, sometimes it's volunteered a little too much, you know, so keep that under control, you guys. Okay, so moving on. Now, Mercury will right away be joining Uranus and Saturn in the grand Earth trine. And this is such productive energy, you guys. Oh my gosh, it's such productive energy, especially if you're an earth sign, or especially if you are a fire sign, because it'll land in your earth houses. So the earth energy is about cultivating things, producing things, growing things, and kicking back and watching them grow and having the patience to do so. And looking ahead, like, you know what, this can lead to this, that can lead to this. So this is what I'm going to do right now for the future. Earth energy tends to look at that a lot. All of the earth signs, I would say they do. Virgo looks at like the actions and stuff, you know. Taurus plans for the future. They plan ahead. And Capricorn does too. They plan for way ahead. Like, they plan for generations. Like, they're all about that generational wealth and stuff, you know, because they're the sign of the legacy. So yeah, the grand earth trine, once Mercury gets into Virgo, it's going to be activating that even more. So our minds will be on earth things, you know, so it could be a good time to get financially or more organized, you know, more organized with your finances. Hey, Monifa. Hey, Kim. What's up? Yeah, so more organized with your finances. It's a good week for just work in general. If you do work in any type of way, whether that's self-employed, whether you work for yourself, work for others, you'll find yourself being a little bit more focused. It is a good time, yeah, to make those plans, you know, plans for things too. So yes. Oh, Steph, thanks for commenting. My t-shirt, it is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's birthday was on August 29th. He's a Virgo, so you know I have to represent for Mike. Much love to Michael. Virgo legend. His dancing, because he's got the Pisces energy, he was a Pisces rising, Pisces moon, which is very great with music and going with the flow and just channeling things to be able to be creative. And he had a few planets in Leo as well. I want to say he had like Venus in Leo, Mercury or something like that in Leo. Leo energy is very expressive, very bold, very confident in what they do. They've got the moves too. You know, Leo gives them the courage to get out there and bust those moves. And he's got the Virgo energy, the sun in Virgo, which helps. If you notice, his moves are clean and crisp. That's a Virgo all day, so detailed, just clean. And he had to get him perfect. So much love to Michael Jackson. Yes, he did have a flare of Leo. Yeah. I can't remember which Leo planets. Oh, Uranus in Leo. Oh, thank you, SG. And I think also like a couple personal planets in Leo. I know I've done his chart on here before. I wish I could remember when, but yeah, he's got some Leo in the mix. Okay. I've seen a few people in the chat ask questions about like twin flames and future mates and all that stuff. On this broadcast, I just do a horoscope for all the signs. If planets are switching signs, and let you know how that affects your sign. And then I do celebrity horoscope. That's pretty much it. I just keep it simple like that. I don't get into doing readings for people live, because then this will be like 3-4 hours long, and it's already long enough, okay? Because I usually go on for like an hour, hour and a half, even up to 2 hours sometimes if I have a lot of stuff to report for every sign, as far as your horoscope. So this is general stuff, you guys. If you want any personal readings, my information will be in the description box after this processes. You can go to astrolada.com. You can book a reading with me. There's other readers that do different readings. So for questions like that, I suggest that. All right, guys. So now the exact grand Earth trine between Mercury, Saturn, and Uranus is on September 7th. So I know I'm going to be I should be doing a live stream on September 7th. And, but I wanted to let you guys know ahead of time, it's going to be exact on that day. So that day, especially excellent for plans, for work, for finances, and just staying really focused on things. Okay. So also on September 7th, you know, we have the grand Earth trine, which is keeping us very grounded and stuff, and very stable and focused and everything. But there is a bit of energy in the air that can do the opposite at the same time. And I know that sounds very contradicting, but astrology shows, yes, different things could be going on at the same time, and we can be feeling and experiencing both in different ways. So the sun in Virgo is going to be opposing Neptune in Pisces. Sun and Neptune opposition. So that can give us kind of like a back and forth with ourselves about like, should I make this logical, rational decision, or should I go with the flow? You know, should I look at, you know, all the problems with this person and their flaws and everything, or should I smooth over them and forgive them? Or not even pay attention to their flaws and just see the good in them. So yeah, that's Virgo versus Pisces. You know, Virgo, very detail oriented, critical, and Pisces is very la la la, I love everyone. And oh, you know, I don't really care about what you look like or anything. We just vibe. Pisces is about the vibes. Virgo is about, well, what is physically in front of my face? Like, forget about a vibe, you know, a vibe is silly. You can't see that. You can't touch a vibe, you know? So there's a little bit of an opposition in the air with those themes that will come up around September 7th, especially. It can make us lose a little bit of the focus that the grand Earth trine with Mercury, Uranus, and Saturn are trying to keep us grounded into. So that's what I said. There's like a contradicting energy in the air. So there is some of both. I always warn you guys about oppositions and squares and conjunctions to Neptune in the sky, because they are the most common times for theft, for people to be victims of theft, for people to be victims of people invading their privacy or invading their personal space or their personal information. And also for people to be a lot more dishonest too, because Neptune can rule manipulation. It can rule putting a fog over things, including over the truth. Virgo is about the truth and the facts. And I'm not saying, oh my God, no, Virgos are liars, or Virgos are not liars and Pisces are liars. No. Just the energy of Virgo in itself is about facts and truth. And just cold hard facts right there in front of your face, produced with evidence, like right there. You can't deny it. But Pisces energy can be about deception. Oh, no, it's not about that, you know. So that's what it can be about. And the Sun and Neptune opposition, it can bring that out of people, especially when it's in mutable energy. Because mutable energy, I mean, just being honest, it's more commonly associated with criminal activities like theft and very deceiving acts. You know, I mean, just look at the list of the top serial killers of the world, all mutable. Okay, and before mutables get butthurt and say that I'm saying you guys are all serial killers and liars, I'm not talking about each individual person in the whole wide world with that energy. I'm just saying that energy in general, if vibrating on the negative, on the darker side of it, if people choose to do that, that's what it rules, you know? So anyway, excuse me. Sun opposite Neptune, September 7th. Be cautious in this coming week of people who want to try to really pull the wool over your eyes, you know, try to put one over on you or give you a sob story and try to manipulate you or, you know, like I said, people like invading your personal space, keep your vehicles locked, keep a hold of your debit cards, your wallets, all of that this coming week. Okay. Especially on the 7th. So really that is the most like prominent astrological transits going on, and I'm gonna do Mercury and Virgo, let you guys know for every sign, Mercury and Virgo, and like, you know, speak a little bit about the grand earth trine that it's involved in for each sign and let you guys know what that means. Okay. Interesting. Oh, Divine Thoughts, thank you for the donation to this channel. Best advice to give to a Virgo. Well, I'll be doing the Mercury and Virgo horoscope for Virgo, for all Virgos. But if you want, I mean, just Virgo in general, I would say it's easier said than done because it's within Virgo's nature, but try to keep your worry wart tendencies under control as best as you can, and try to decipher when your help is needed and requested and when it is not, and when you're coming off as just plain old harsh and critical versus helpful. Try to work on your approach so that people don't take you the wrong way when you really are genuinely trying to help. That's the best I can give to Virgo in general. Okay. Okay, guys. All right. So now let's get into Mercury and Virgo for every sign, and then coffee twat before the darkness is spreading over here. Okay. Okay. So I'm talking about your rising. If you're a rising sign, sun sign, or moon sign of any of these that I'm going to list, and it is a general horoscope. Okay. All righty then. So Mercury and Virgo. Actually, let me get the dates for you. Mercury will be in Virgo from September 5th of 2018 until about September 21st, 2018. So now that Mercury is no longer retrograde, back and forth, it's moving at its regular speed while it's in Virgo. So that means it's going by very fast. Mercury moves very quick. He can go through he can be in 3 signs in 1 month. Okay. Like in September, he will be. So from the 5th through the 21st. Okay. All right. Where are you guys at? Okay. So let's start with Aries, people. So Aries. So if you're an Aries rising, Aries sun, or Aries moon, Mercury in Virgo for the next couple of weeks is going to be in your 6th house of work. This is where your mind will be the most busiest. Your mind is going to be on work. When Mercury transits your 6th house, a lot of times what happens is you do become busier at work. You do get more of a workload. Mercury rules communication. That means emailing, phone calls, text messages, DMs, faxes, whatever you receive. So if you are a working Aries, you'll be having more of that. People will want to talk to you a little bit more in the workplace, and you'll be a little bit more in high demand. And you'll feel like your brain is like a tornado, like whizzing around really fast, and like, oh my God, I don't know if I can handle all of this work. But it could be good for some for some Aries people, if you have been if the work has been dry, you know, if your clientele, if you work with clients or anything and it's been like really dry, it'll pick up with Mercury and Virgo. Also your speech, your communication, it'll be a little bit more critical, yes, but more detail oriented. I noticed this, I noticed that type of a vibe. It is involved in the grand earth trine with Uranus and Saturn, which are in your other earth houses, other money and career house. Okay, so they're forming this beautiful triangle flowing together. So that can help you to be able to focus more on work for the sake of gaining more, like more financial gain and maybe more recognition. Okay, because the 2nd and 10th houses will be hit, by Mercury will be like vibing with those houses as well. So it's like your work, your title, your career, and your money, you may feel like they're all flowing very nicely together. Hopefully, Aries people, you will. And that's where your mind is going to be at. And some of you guys may be busier with focusing on your diet. You'll get maybe more like diet ideas, recipes, maybe looking up some stuff, like more stuff to focus on bettering your health. And also maybe exercising a little bit more, because Mercury, it does rule the hands and like more movement of the hands and like walking, but it's still like movement, so you may be wanting to work out a little bit more, move around a little bit more for the sake of your health. You can be a little bit more nervous and restless, Aries, just being honest, because that's Virgo energy for you, and you're going to be getting like a double dose of it. So you will be restless. You may feel like you always have to be doing something and serving a purpose, or else you get anxious, but don't worry, it's only for a couple of weeks, and just make the best of it. Get a lot of things done, okay, Aries people? All right. Okay, so next up is Taurus. So if you're a Taurus rising, a Taurus sun, or Taurus moon, Mercury in Virgo for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be in your 5th house. Yes, this is beautiful because the 5th house is fun. Plain and simple, it's fun. It's anything that you can do for fun, anything that makes your heart happy, anything that makes you feel excited and like, oh my gosh, I'm just doing all this great stuff. It's hobbies that you have. And Mercury, since it is where you can be busy with your mind and your hands, you can get into some hobbies a little bit more than you already are, or maybe get back into something if you kind of have left it behind. Mercury in the 5th house can have you speaking in a little bit more of a regal tone. Okay, you guys know the little voice I do for Leo and 5th house energy. It's kind of like this, like my loyal servants. So Tauruses, don't get too caught up in speaking like you're on your soapbox, so to speak. But it will have you a little bit more maybe loud and proud, or more confident in yourself and speaking more in a confident way, which is very, very positive, of course. And you may be busy if you have kids and you're a Taurus. You may be busier with your kids at this time, or thinking about children a little bit more if you would like to have children, for example. If you are someone who is involved in anything creative, the creativity is going to be flowing, especially with the grand earth trine between all your fire houses, the action houses. The 1st house, the 9th house, and the 5th all have that, that grand earth trine there. So the ideas will be flowing, Taurus. Not just if you do something creative like an art, but like anything that you do, you're going to come up with ideas much more quickly. And creativity doesn't always mean art. It means you can get creative even if you work like a regular schmegular cubicle job, You can get creative in that type of job position too, with new ways to do things. So Mercury will definitely help you out with that while it's in Virgo. And some of you may be busy dating, or thinking about dating, or on dating apps, because Mercury can rule like phones and using a phone and communication, in different types of ways. So you might be talking about dating, thinking about dating, going out on dates more and different ones and switching them around, because Mercury does rule variety and switching things around. And yeah, the dating apps, you may be open to that during this time. So that's for Taurus people. So for Gemini people, Mercury in Virgo is going to be in your 4th house for the next couple of weeks. So your mind and your communication are going to be on the home front, on the family, on your personal life, and you're going to be more sensitive and emotional. I know, Geminis, I know. You guys say, oh, we're not emotional. We don't care about that stuff. Oh my gosh. No, but everybody goes through planetary transits during certain time periods, your emotions are heightened. Like when you have a fourth house transit, fourth house energy corresponds to the energy of Cancer. So yeah, you're going to be a little bit more Cancer-y during this time, Geminis. Just like your neighbor on the zodiac, you're going to be more more sensitive. You know, if people say anything about you, you may be like, hey, but good thing you're a Gemini and you guys are like that with the witty comebacks, right? But yes, sensitivity is in the house. And you may be wanting to talk more with family members, chat with them, call them up, reconnect with some if you've lost touch, spend time with family a little bit more. Maybe you just want to talk to people, not necessarily family, but the ones that you're more connected to on an emotional level, like on a personal level, because Gemini energy can be so like, you can talk to anybody. It doesn't matter if you know them personally or not. You can just have a conversation with any random person. But when Mercury is in your fourth house, you'll probably stray away from that a little bit more and more towards like, well, I just want to talk to my inner circle right now. That's all the people that I really care about conversing with. And it can have you thinking about also your early childhood, and like lots of memories come up from the past when Mercury's in your fourth house. You know, like, oh, I remember back when I was in elementary school, this and this. I remember my old teacher. I remember my old neighborhood. This, you know, these memories are just coming back. So yeah, it's a lot like that. Mercury's in your fourth house. And also you can be very busy around your house. You know, like I said, Mercury is skills of the hands. So you can be really doing things to fix things around your house, like especially because it's Virgo, which notices things in detail. You could be noticing things in detail, like, okay, this isn't working, that's not working, and maybe like tinkering with stuff a little bit to try to fix things and rearrange things around the house. Okay. What else? Mercury in the fourth. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's all about family and your household and just people that are more close to you and more personal to you that you'll want to be conversing about, conversing with, whatever. Okay. All right, guys. So next up is Cancer. So if you're Cancer rising, moon, or sun, Mercury in Virgo is going to be in your third house. And it's like you guys and Gemini are trading places almost. You know, like Geminis are going to be like, oh my God, my life. Why? Oh my God, my family. Oh, I miss this person. And then Cancers are going to be like, hey, what's up, stranger? How you doing? Oh my God, did you see the news today? Did you see the weather? The weather's like this. And did you see the sports team and their score? Oh my gosh, did you hear about this? Oh, I ain't going to gossip, but you ain't heard from me. No, you didn't. Like, Cancers would be more like that. While the Geminis are like, I'm hungry and no one will feed me. So it is kind of like you guys trade places. So Cancer, yeah, you'll be a little bit more on the chatty Patty side, just like an extra talkative, more than usual, open to speaking to people, even that you don't really know, that you don't really know on a personal level, just like small talk with people. It will be actually cool with you for a couple of weeks, okay? And you guys, Mercury rules the mind, third house rules the mind, so you'll be like, your mind will be going really, really fast. So you guys need to be careful not to be too forgetful and skipping over things, skipping over details and stuff, okay? Or starting things and then abandoning them to go do something else, and then abandoning that to go do something else, like multitasking, but not even like being successful with it is a common thing that happens when Mercury transits the third house. So just be warned, Cancer. But Mercury in the third house, it can just help to boost communication skills. Period, point blank. And it's going to be involved in a grand earth trine between all your air houses, your third, your 11th, and your 7th. Those are all the houses of you communicating with other people. So especially if you're a Cancer that does work in like a field or a hobby that has to do with a lot of communication or like writing or, any type of communication with others, it'll be on point, especially like the first week that Mercury is in Virgo, which is, like the 5th, 6th, 7th, a few days after that. You know what I'm saying? It'll be really like caught up in that earth trine between Uranus, Saturn, and Mercury. The ideas will definitely come to you guys too, because this is activating your house of the mind. Okay, so definitely jot those ideas down though, because your mind will be moving really fast. So you want to have a pen and paper handy, or that's very old school, or the note app on your phone, honey. Okay, have that handy, Cancer. All right, hold on. I don't want to choke. Okay, so excuse me, Leo people. So if you're a Leo rising, a Leo sun, or Leo moon, Mercury in Virgo is going to be in your second house for a few weeks. And what does that mean? Your mind's on your money, your money's on your mind, Leo. So it is all about managing money and finances, and maybe working a little bit more too, because Mercury is what you do with your hands, what you do with your mind, how busy you are, and where you're the busiest. And the second house is how you earn your money. So that can mean your job, or if you have a second job, or if you have any little thing that you do that can generate some cash, okay? You're going to be busy doing that, or busy making plans, financial plans, especially because of the grand earth trine between your second, your 10th, and your 6th. The 10th house is career, the 6th house is work, second house is that money. So you guys will be coming up with some plans, like how can I keep a stream of income coming in? How can I increase that? Where can I invest it? What can I do for the long term? You know what I'm saying? It's a really good week for that, for Leo people. Excuse me. And some of you guys may choose to do things like work overtime, work a little extra. You'll be looking at wants versus needs when it comes to your money too. When it comes to what you spend your money on, you'll be like, okay, so I know I want this, but do I actually need it? Like, you know, I want this fancy cheese, but like, then there's this $2.50 cheese. Like, do I really need to buy the bougie schmougie one to put on crackers, you know what I'm saying, and pretend like I'm a king or a queen with some hors d'oeuvres? Do I really need it right now? Or can that money go elsewhere and I can buy the cheap cheese and still enjoy myself? You know, it's little questions like that, even at the grocery store, buying anything. You may be like, looking at it in that perspective, because Virgo energy is very practical, and this is Mercury in that practical sign. So you'll be thinking in more practical terms when it comes to your money. I mean, that's pretty much what it is for Leo people. Focusing on the finances, focusing on your resources, which are your bills, what you use on a daily basis. That can mean your water, your electricity, your cable, your phone. Maybe you'll be looking at them like, do we really need all of these channels on the cable? Or can we cut back on some things? Okay, do I really need all these accessories on my phone, or can I cut back? You know, just looking at stuff like that. So that's what it is for Leo people. Okay, all right, so next up is Virgo. So if you're a Virgo rising, sun, or moon, Mercury in Virgo is going to be in your sign, in your first house. So you are just going to be super, like, your mind is going to be moving very fast too. You'll be talking faster. You will definitely be forgetful too, even though you're very detail-oriented, Virgo. I know you are. But Mercury in your sign is like a tornado. Like, you will be like, oh, you know, like all over the place. Have a tendency to be like that. A little bit more like kind of scattered, and like your mind is so shifting around. Your eyes will be a little bit more shifty, you know, like, oh, I see this and I see this over there, and I want to do this and I want to do this. Blah, 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 blah. So you just need to keep in mind to slow down, so that you don't like jump from thing to thing and miss something important. And I know Virgos, I know how you guys are. And when you make mistakes, you're very hard on yourself. If you forget something, you're very tough on yourself too. So you need to, you know, I know you're gonna be like, oh my God, did I really forget that? Oh my God, did I really like miss that detail? Oh my God. So Mercury in your sign can be that way. But yes, the mental activity will be increased. Good for ideas, for all the signs pretty much, but especially you and some other signs. Ideas, yes, because of the grand earth trine between your fire houses, which are action, which is like things coming to you fast and having the confidence to just jump and do them. So that's your first house, your fifth house, and your ninth house. Lots of confidence with that. So you will, and yes, you will be speaking faster, you will be typing faster. So you need to be sure that you're not like doing that to where it can get you in any type of trouble. Okay. All right. So yeah, Virgo, Mercury in your sign, it just has you feeling like a busybody. And your mind is the busiest, and that can make you feel like, oh my God, but just it's only for a few weeks. It's only for a few weeks. Okay. And you can probably try, you will probably try very hard to multitask and get a lot of things done too on that never ending to-do list, honey. Okay. Like, I know you guys go through that all the time, and it's kind of increased at this time. Okay. So I'm going to cover the rest, but it is getting kind of darkness, and I'm kind of fading into candlelight, although I do have a beautiful candle lit that smells wonderful. I think I'm going to start, it's going to like, I don't know. I don't think it's enough light. So I'll be right back. Just 1 second. And then I'll continue with Libra. Okay. All right. Okay. Getting romantic in here. Not really. It's just the moon is in Taurus today, and Taurus rules the five senses, and just felt like lighting a candle because it smells very good. Okay, guys. So next up is Libra. Speaking of, so Libra. So if you're a Libra rising, a Libra sun, or a Libra moon, Mercury in Virgo is going to be in your 12th house. So this is your mind being active in more of a hidden, low-key place. When people say that term low-key, it makes me think of the 12th house and the 8th, all the water houses, but mostly the 12th. I notice the 12th house will say low-key a lot. So you'll be low-key, Libra, just having a lot of thoughts. You may be a little bit more introverted at this time. To be honest, your mind is going to be like, the 12th house is what's going on in your subconscious. And if Mercury rules your thoughts and your thought processes, that's what's going to be going on. You're going to be really in your head a lot. People may say, Libra, you're so quiet right now. You're a little more quieter than usual. You're not on social media as much. Or some Libras may feel like deactivating their social media for a while when Mercury's in their 12th house, because the 12th house is a very emotional area of your chart too. So some Libras may have so many emotional thoughts coming through that they're just like, I don't want to. And I know how Libras are. You guys don't ever want to put negativity out there or have anybody see you in a negative light. So some of you guys will be like, well, I may have the tendency to say a bunch of things that are negative right now because I'm really in my feelings and a lot of things are coming up. So instead of me, doing that, I think I'll just deactivate or stay off of social media for a minute and deal with my own internal stuff. And also, this is in the grand earth trine, but it's activating your water houses, Libra. The water houses deal with your feelings, your emotions, and sensitivity and intuition too. So although, it can be very emotional, there could be maybe some old memories of like childhood or past loves or, traumatic experiences that come up. It's an opportunity to heal from them though, if they do. Because the planets in those houses are working together, in a grand earth trine to not just like, oh, here, we're going to torture Libra and bring up all this old stuff from the past. Here it is, Libra, in your face. Ha, ha, ha. It's not like that. It's like coming up because maybe there's something that still needs to be addressed. Maybe you haven't addressed. You just kind of shoved it away, hid it away. 12th house is hidden. So you just kind of hid it away, But yeah, you could be thinking about all this stuff that you're like, oh my gosh, like this whole year I've been so busy. I haven't even had the time to myself to really like take to think about, serious things. Oh yes. Yeah, you should, Monica, definitely do that. Because it's very emotional houses that are being activated. But also the good thing about Mercury in the 12th house, you may be a little bit more introverted and stuff. So check on your Libra friends, people. Okay. And maybe introverted, but you may want to like retreat away into your own world, but in a good way, like just kind of chill out from being social for a little bit, but not necessarily to be all depressed and everything. No, you just want that time to yourself. You deserve that time to yourself. Maybe you just want to watch movies or listen to music, or if you're a creative Libra, maybe it's a good time to dive into your art, because art comes through the best when it's like you're channeling your feelings, and then you express your feelings into art. So it's a good time to go within for a lot of Libra people and deal with stuff like that, or maybe some spiritual stuff. Maybe you need to take time out to get more in touch with the spiritual side of life. So it's really good for that too. Oh, prophetic dreams. Yes, prophetic dreams can definitely happen when Mercury's in your 12th house, because it's a house of spirituality and spirits in general. So some people, they do have people come through like their dreams, like messages through their dreams from maybe loved ones that have passed on, or if you believe in anyone in the spirit realm, like angels or whatever, you know? So, so yeah. Oh my gosh, Steph Dolphin has a good, I want to read what she said. A guy dressed like Michael Jackson was in my dream too, so I tripped out when I saw your shirt. Oh my gosh. And she says, I'm pretty psychic. I have a Pisces rising. Yeah, Pisces risings are naturally very, very intuitive and just kind of know things, you know. So anyhow, moving on to Scorpio. So if you're a Scorpio rising, sun or moon, Mercury in Virgo is going to be in your 11th house. So this is social time for Scorpios. Maybe even more social media time for Scorpios that are on social media, maybe for leisure, or even just because you're on there just to chat with people or whatever. You'll be more active there. And Mercury in the 11th house. Now, I will warn you, Scorpios, that sometimes when Mercury transits your 11th house, you can feel a little bit more high and mighty and kind of like you do know everything, and kind of like that God complex thing can come through. You know what I'm saying? So try to not tap into that and make other people feel dumb because they don't know what you know. You know everything, you know, so do not go to that side, okay? But yes, you will be a lot more think outside the box. Excuse me. Because the 11th house, it does rule like progressive thinking, you know, like thinking about things like in an alternative way. Like, okay, now I see this is done this way, but has anyone ever thought about doing it this way or this way or this way? There's alternative ways to do things. So Scorpios will be on it when it comes to that stuff, okay? And also it's in the grand earth trine, which is activating your other social houses and houses of like the mind and communicating with others, the 7th and the 3rd houses. So it can be a more social time for you. And if you are a Scorpio and you do anything involving social media, you want to put a project out or something like that, or, you know, do something that's going to attract a lot of people to your social media platform, this is a good week, you know, while Mercury's in Virgo and in that earth trine. So, excuse me, you know what, I'm trying to be cute, have the microphone hidden out of sight, but I don't want to lose my voice. So here's Mr. Mike right here. Okay. Excuse me. So yeah, for Scorpio people, it's activating your social stuff. So you may actually be a little bit more social, getting out and about, talking to people, going to more social events and stuff like that for Scorpio people. And ideas will come to you too, like genius, original ideas. 11th house does deal with that. Like original, it does deal with originality. Like everybody is going a certain way and, you know, riding on a certain trend. And you're like, okay, well, what's beyond that trend? Like, let me find something that's alternative to that trendy stuff. Okay. So then that's when your mind gets to working and thinking about, how can I come up with something different? So it's a great idea week for Scorpios too. Okay. So next up is Sagittarius. So if you're a Sag rising, sun, or moon, Mercury in Virgo is going to be in your 10th house. So the 10th house, that is the authorita, okay? It is you being in a position of authority. It's your career. It is your position in life, your title that you hold. It is also your public image. So if you have to do any type of public speaking, you know, be seen by the public, be noticed by the public or authority figures or higher ups, and you want the courage and confidence to speak in that way or speak to those people, yes, Mercury in Virgo is definitely going to give you a boost in that department. I will say for Saggies. Do not tap into the Mercury in the 10th house transit darker sided energy, which is thinking that you are just so big and bad and everybody is beneath you, and like being more bossy, you know, overly authoritative and bossy towards others if you don't have a place to do so. Okay, because Mercury in the 10th can bring that. It will bring like a little bit of a drill sergeant out of people. Okay. But since Mercury does rule where you are busiest with your mind and with your hands, yes, a lot of Sagittarians, if you are a career Saggy, you will be much busier in your career. Maybe even higher ups and authority figures will be demanding more out of you, like having you work a lot more, like here, just piling more on your plate. Like, oh, Sag, you've been doing such an excellent job. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, since you do such a good job, here, bam. Big old pile of work on your desk. We know you can do it, Sag. And you're like, okay, right. I was trying to get out of here and go on another vacation. You know, my third vacation this month, but I'm still trying to get out of here. But okay, I guess if they respect me and, you know, they think my work is great, this is what I'm going to do. Okay. So you may be very, very busy when it comes to career. I just saw someone say Sag rising looking for a new job. Well, this Mercury in Virgo is activating the grand earth trine between your job houses, the 10th house of career and title, the 2nd house of earned income, and the 6th house of the actual job that you do, the workplace that you go to. So it is a beautiful week for hopefully landing a job and presenting yourself in a way that's like, yes, I am eager to work, you know, like that type of an attitude can come out much easier. So that's where your mind is busiest. And so if you are a career Sag, this is definitely a career time. You know, you're going to be really focused there, very busy there. And what else? If you're not a career Sagittarius, well, maybe just like you're still whatever position of authority you may have in life, if that's being a parent or in charge of something or whatever, you may feel more in that zone, you know, or maybe thinking more about your ancestors, your parents, your elders, or what legacy that they left behind for you and you want to continue, or that you want to leave behind for other people. Okay, so next up is Capricorn. So if you're Cappy rising, sun, or moon, Mercury in Virgo is going to be in your 9th house. So same with, you know, I this is like deja vu because I did the sun in Virgo forecast last week. So it's kind of the same thing. Like Cappies and Saggies are going to be trading places with where their minds are at. Saggies are going to still want to, you know, run away and escape and go on vacations and stuff like they always do. But then they're going to have all this work they have to do and focus on that career, you know. And Cappies are probably going to want to do their usual stuff, you know, just grinding, working, work. Okay. But they're also going to be pulled towards action to like get out and live life a little bit. So some Cappies will be focused on planning vacations, planning trips. Yes, planning, because although the 9th house energy is about spontaneity, Cappies are usually not with spontaneity. You guys are like, no, it must be well planned out and thoroughly thought through before we take any action. Yes, even with a vacation. So, but you guys may be planning out a trip of some sort of getaway, or even going to like a festival or something that's local. It doesn't have to be like a long distance trip to some island or something. When we talk about the 9th house, it's just like getting out and doing living life and maybe going to places you've never explored, even locally, or just doing whatever makes you feel like you're living and not just existing. Pretty much. Also, the 9th house does deal with knowledge, you know, higher knowledge and opinions and being highly opinionated, and it's fire energy. So it's about expressing them in a fiery way. So just try not to get too much on that opinionated side, because this is Mercury, which is your speech, your expression, to where you're just like volunteering like opinions that are very sharp and pointy without even anybody asking you for them, and like being offensive. And be like, what? This is just my opinion. Okay. So try not to go too much towards that. But higher knowledge. Yeah, you guys, it's a good time to seek out higher knowledge, to absorb more knowledge in something that you would like to learn. Okay. And this is the grand earth trine. So it's activating your fire houses. So the 9th, the 5th, and the 1st houses. So it is calling you to just do you and have a little bit of fun. Live a little, Cappy. Okay. Leave the work alone for just a little bit, just a moment. All right. So next up is Aquarius. So if you're at Aquarius rising, sun, or moon, Mercury in Virgo is in your 8th house. So, sorry, children. So for an Aquarius, Mercury in your 8th house, it will have you busy in the area of maybe joint finances, if this applies to you. That just reminds me of an Aquarius rising that I know very personally that reached out to me earlier, venting about they live with family and they pay the rent together. So 8th house doesn't always mean, oh, your marriage partner, like your husband or wife. No, it's also if you live together and you with people and you guys pay bills together, you have joint assets together. That's also 8th house, which can mean you guys all pay the rent together. And there was like a disagreement between them and family members that they live with about them, accumulating the rent money, collecting the rent money, like it's due now, like we have to pay it now. And there was like a little issue and an argument about that. Oh my gosh. So hopefully when Mercury goes into Virgo that they can get all that sorted out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Mercury in the 8th house can have you dealing with stuff like that. It doesn't always have to be negative though, Aquarius. It could be good stuff like coming into agreements with people, setting some long-term plans and, just setting things up to where you're working something out with people when it comes to paying things together. It can be managing things like your will, your insurance, life insurance, your taxes, even your debts that you owe, any type of credit that you have, line of credit. So just managing stuff like that and organizing it, getting it together. And also the 8th house, it does deal with really deep, dark things, to be honest, like trauma and also intimacy. And like if you've had like a soul bonding relationship with somebody, it does deal with that too. So stuff like that can come back in memory, especially because of the grand earth trine activating all of your water houses, which are very sensitive and emotional and deal with the past. The 4th house can, and the 12th house can also deal with that too. So maybe some hidden stuff that you've been stashing back there can come more to light. And same with the other air signs. It can be an opportunity to just examine them from a different perspective and heal from them, or, have somebody else examine them, like a professional from their perspective and help you to see them in a different perspective. Like, oh, okay. You know what? I know this happened a long time ago, but I can definitely say I can move on now because I've actually addressed it instead of keeping it hidden away. So it does deal with that stuff for Aquarius people. So last is Pisces. So if you're a Pisces, rising, sun, or moon, Mercury in Virgo is in your 7th house for a couple weeks. So this is the house of relationships with other people. And it's activating the grand earth trine in all of your social houses, the 7th, the 3rd, and the 11th, which can deal with just talking to people. Okay, just talking to people in general, like being more talkative, people wanting to talk to you a little bit more too, because this is your house of others and Mercury, the planet of talking, is there. So others would be like, hey, Pisces, what's up? I haven't talked to you in a long time. You want to go out for some coffee? You want to go out for a bite to eat? You want to go gossip and catch up on things together? Like, come on, let's go. So it's not always just like, oh my God, romantic relationships and soulmates. No, that's not all the 7th house is about. It's others. But yes, you can have relationships on your mind a little bit more than usual. And that can mean, yeah, if you're single, I've seen people when they go through a 7th house Mercury transit and they're single, they do just wonder like, oh, I wonder when I'll find love and I wish I had somebody. And you'll start noticing more because this is Virgo, the sign of details. But I'm noticing more, people are booed up and I'm not. So some Pisces maybe like that. But some of you guys, hey babe. But some of you guys, if you're in a relationship, you may be more chatty and talkative towards your partner and wanting to talk to them in general or about the relationship. You know, wanting to have those little remember the time moments about, remember when we used to do this? Remember back in the day this? So just, you know, chatting it up with your partner. You could be busy dating if you're single too. It's not just moping and pouting because you don't have anybody. Because Mercury in your 7th house of dating can have a lot more dating prospects come through for some of you guys too. If you're actively out there being social, you know, being actually seen to where people will notice you and want to talk to you. So yeah, you can be very busy in the dating department, Pisces. Very, very busy. And like I said, because of the grand earth trine hitting the other social houses, it's not just all about dating. Just being chatty and talkative in general with others can be what you guys are going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. So that ends it for the horoscope for this week, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're piecing out because you don't care about celebrities and YouTubers and their charts and stuff, it's cool. Maybe I'll see you next week. Don't forget to hit me up if you'd like a personal reading on astrolada.com. I will leave the info in the description area, or you can just go to astrolada.com to readers and find me on there. Okay. So, all right, guys. So peace out to those of you who are leaving now. I'm going to get into the viewer request of looking at the relationship compatibility for Trisha Paytas and Jason Nash. So I know people are like, I don't know who they are. Okay. So Trisha Paytas is a YouTuber. She is not just a YouTuber. She's been on TV. She's appeared on TV a lot. She's pretty much anything she could do to get noticed and be in the spotlight, she has done. Okay. She's been on talk shows. Oh my gosh, like countless talk shows, just appearing on them. And she, oh my gosh, what else has she done? I know she was in a couple music videos. I know she was in an Eminem music video. She's been on the Tyra Banks show, lots of stuff. She's made a lot of appearances here and there in Hollywood, but she has her own YouTube channel. And she is a YouTuber. She does a lot of different videos talking about a lot of different things. Some things are very risque and raunchy, but we will see why when we look at Trisha's chart, okay? And she also, I think she was on a talk show or America's Got Talent, one of those talent shows, because of how fast she can talk. Because she could talk very, very fast. And when we look at her chart, we will see exactly why. It's so evident. So who is Jason Nash? So she started dating Jason Nash in 2017. He's also a YouTuber, but he's also appeared on television as well. On television, I think he's been in movies, but he has like a little bit of a career in Hollywood too. And he does YouTube. He does vlogs on YouTube. But yeah, they started talking and then started dating and vlogging things about their relationship, being very public about their relationship. They did go through a breakup a few months ago, and a lot of people were like, oh my God, they're trolling, you know, that's not even real. Their breakup is all for views and to get that AdSense coin. But we'll look at their chart and see, is their relationship real or fake? Like, is it only for views? Is it only because they're two powerful sources coming together and they know that if they work together with a relationship that they can get lots of views and money and captivate their audience? So we'll take a look at their synastry and see, because astrology tells all, doesn't it? So actually, you guys, when I was researching Trisha, she is actually into the occults, if you will. She did get a reading for herself, and then also for her and Jason with the psychic twins. I think that's what they're called, the psychic twins. I know that the other YouTubers have done readings with them, like on video or whatever. So she does believe in like psychics and everything and past lives. And also I came across a tweet of hers where she was talking. Somebody asked her, hey, Trisha, how can you be 3 different signs? And she replied, well, it depends on the day and the time and the place that you were born. And I saw her tweet out something also that like where she's watching a tarot video, like a tarot horoscope. So I'm like, okay, she's into this stuff. So she knows what's up. Okay, so just keep that in mind. She's one of us, you guys. She's one of us in the house. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at their charts. So I'm going to screen share. So you guys know that my go-to for public figures charts is astrotheme.com, and sometimes astro.com has a database too. But you know, sometimes it's just a little janky, you know, there's something a little wonky about it. I'm just like, I don't know about this. So check this out, you guys. astrotheme.com. And okay, if by any chance Trisha or anybody who knows her personally ever watches this, can you please let me know or let astro.com know if this is correct or not? Because they have this birth time for her, 3:02 p.m. That sounds like a birth time, right? Like it's an odd time. It's not just generic. And it says she's a Virgo rising. But she even tweeted herself that she's a Cancer, Taurus, and Aquarius. And that's when someone responded, oh my God, how can you be those 3 different signs? And she said it depends on all these other details. So she obviously, look, her moon is Aquarius and her sun is Taurus. So where would the Cancer be? It obviously has to be the rising, right? But they have her as Virgo rising on Astro Theme. And I'm like, okay, well, what's your source? It says birth time source, birth certificate. I'm like, okay, either she doesn't know her own birth time or they have the wrong information. But like I always tell you guys, I'm very intuitive, okay? And the first time I ever even heard about Trisha Paytas, someone was making fun of her saying, she's always crying, she's always crying, she's always crying in her videos. And I was like, let me go check her out because that sounds like some Cancer stuff. And I know Cancers will probably get mad. Boo, thumbs down, we don't know, he's crying. You guys are very sensitive, so, okay, one of the most sensitive signs. So I was like, okay, she must be a Cancer. So I went to go watch some of her videos. And I was like, right away, I picked up on, okay, Cancer. But also she could be Pisces somewhere. Pisces or Cancer. So if she says herself that she's a Cancer rising, we're going to rock with that, okay? Because who knows you better than yourself, okay? So this is just a whole sign chart for a Cancer rising. I don't know if that's the right degree of her ascendant. I just plugged in 10 a.m., okay, to generate a Cancer rising chart. So this is her chart as a Cancer rising. And the quote unquote Pisces that I was picking up on, if she's a Cancer rising, it's actually her having planets in the 12th house. Because, you know, 12th house and Pisces correspond to one another energetically and can produce the similar results, okay? And another thing is, she said that she usually ends up dating guys who are broke musicians or something like that, or artists. She said artists with no jobs or something like that. And if she was a Virgo rising, okay, yeah, that would make sense because Pisces would be here in the 7th house. But also, if she's a Cancer rising, like she says, well, she has Neptune here in the 7th house. Neptune rules Pisces. Neptune rules, you know, the starving artists and the musicians and, you know, the people who aren't all the way in touch with reality. And people who have Neptune in the 7th house, yes, they do tend to date those types. They tend to fall for artsy people and ones who say they want to save the world and save all the animals and children of the world, but then they can't get up off the couch, you know, just being 100%. So I'm like, okay, so either one can make sense for her, but let's roll with the Cancer because you know what? The color pink, that's a Cancer color. Cancer rules the color. Pink is associated with Cancer and also Libra. And so she has pink everywhere. So come on, it's obvious. So anyway, now that's out of the way, let's roll with the Cancer rising chart. So looking at relationship stuff for her, she has tended to date older men. And also, I think some that are around her age. Look, when you have a few planets in your 7th house of relationships, you can have a variety of quote unquote types. You don't always have just one specific type, okay? You can be open to dating different kinds of people from different backgrounds, different age groups even, especially with Uranus here. Uranus is like a wild card. So with Uranus in the 7th house, you can have random encounters with random types of people, quirky, weird, different, not always like like if she has Uranus here in the 7th house, she's not always going to like the pretty boys. She'll like ones that are kind of odd looking to others. You know, they're not the average, like a model looking guy. It's like he has something different about him. And then with Saturn here, Saturn is the planet of maturity and older people. And people who have Saturn in the 7th house, they tend to like people who are older or be open to dating older than them. And then Neptune here, yeah, that does rule the artist stuff, okay? So that does definitely explain like her dating history and everything. Now, here's why she's into the occult. Before we get into her compatibility and stuff, with her having planets in the 12th house as a Cancer rising, yes, that is being open to things that are spiritual. And also she has planets in her 8th house, including her moon. So that gives an openness to things that are occult. And the moon is a ruler of her ascendant. So if the ruler of your rising is in the 8th house of the occult, oh yeah, you're going to have a little bit of that openness to that within you. And also she does make risque videos. The most recent one I saw was, I don't even know if I can say this on this platform, but she was testing out a product, let's just say, that goes in a certain area of the body. That's all I'm going to say, okay? That is totally some 8th house stuff. So her having the moon here and Mars here, yeah, she's open to that. And also her moon makes an aspect to Pluto. Pluto rules the darker side of life, taboo, and all that stuff. So yeah. Moon square Pluto, even though that's a challenging aspect, it's still the moon and Pluto speaking to one another. So she does have some Plutonian energy, which can cause openness to the occult and things that are taboo. But also, this can cause somebody to be sometimes a little bit paranoid when they're in relationships, like kind of jealous, kind of possessive, kind of like always worried and have, you know what? I think I may have heard her say before in a video that she has a fear of abandonment. And that can be explained by the moon being in the 8th house. 8th house moons definitely have a fear of abandonment. I don't know what it is with them, but they do. Like they fear being alone. And, you know, the 8th house can rule fears. And the moon is your inner emotional self. It's emotional connections to people. So, you know, that can explain that there. And you know what? She has the sun conjunct Jupiter, because I'm like, she is a very excitable person. She must have some Sagittarius or 9th house or Jupiter. Sure enough, sun conjunct Jupiter means a very jovial person. I watched a video by her boyfriend, Jason Nash, of them going out on like a first date or something. And he did a little count of how many times she said, oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is so exciting. Jupiter is a planet of excitement. So when it's conjunct your sun, yeah, you're going to be a very bubbly, exciting person. So what she has the sun, which is a male masculine planet, conjunct Jupiter, she needs to date a guy who has that excitability within his personality too. And with her having Mars in Aquarius, she likes Aquarius, quirky, different types of dudes. And Uranus in the 7th can show that as well. And Mars is square Jupiter. Yeah, so she can attract dudes who are Jupiterian in nature, but they can do things in excess. So she will need to be cautious of that. Sun conjunct Jupiter can bring that too. Okay. Now, oh, she has Mercury in Gemini. That's the whole fast talking thing. Talking super fast. Mercury and Gemini people, that's them all day. And she has Venus in Gemini, which can bring like a very bubbly personality too. But look, you guys, when we're talking about relationships, Venus conjunct Chiron, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Venus conjunct Chiron, sometimes this can give someone, especially a woman or a feminine being, because that's what Venus rules, it can give them an insecurity. And they always can fear that someone is going to hurt them if they express their love towards them. If they are in a relationship with someone, they can always fear like being hurt in relationships. And sometimes, yeah, they can attract painful relationship experiences. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat. Okay. I have this placement and I've definitely experienced that. I think she said she had like a significant other that passed away or something. I don't quote me on that 100%, but I think she did say she dated someone and then they passed away somehow tragically. I have Venus conjunct Chiron, and that has happened to me too. It still deeply affects me to this day, you know? And lots of pain associated with love can happen when you have this. And also with your sense of beauty and vanity. People with Venus conjunct Chiron, they can have like this, what is that called? Like body dysmorphia, and just thinking of themselves when they look in the mirror as like this monstrous being that's just so hideous, and always be focused on their looks because they feel like they're going to be made fun of if they don't. Venus rules vanity, Chiron can rule pain, and a lot of times people with this placement, yeah, they actually have been made fun of, or it's just something that they're very sensitive about. And we know that she has like body issues and stuff. And so that comes from Venus conjunct Chiron too. You know who else has this is Azealia Banks. And she's very, very sensitive about how she looks, and is always thinking that people are making fun of her. And it may very well be that she was teased about her femininity or her looks or something, to make her extremely like sensitive about that. So that's where this comes from. Oops, sorry. Oh my God. Okay. That's where this comes from. Now let's dive into their synastry. I can talk all day just reading her chart because we know her rising and she's very interesting. Okay. So now let's see what do her and, Jason have in common. You know what, you guys, I'm just going to get down to it. They have a lot of placements in common. Do they have quote unquote soulmate factors or like bonding factors, the glue that can stick people together? They actually do. Do I believe that their relationship is nothing but a facade to troll or to like get views and money? No, not the whole relationship. I think that they do stuff like that on purpose and get a kick out of it. But I don't think that their whole entire relationship is fake. They have too many bonding factors. So Jason Nash, look, he's also a moon in Aquarius, just like her. And he also has a stellium in Gemini. He has a sun, Mercury, ignore ascendant because we don't know his ascendant, Venus and Saturn all in Gemini. So he has Venus, the planet of women, in Gemini, and he dates women, obviously. So he likes a Gemini woman, fun and playful. He has his moon, the other feminine planet, in Aquarius. So he likes an Aquarius type of woman too, who doesn't mind being on social media, who's maybe a little quirky, a little different. And he has moon conjunct Jupiter. So he likes a woman who's got like a Jupiter or Sagittarius or ninth house influence within her personality. And Trisha has the sun conjunct Jupiter. So that satisfies that. He also has Juno, the ideal marriage partner asteroid, in Sagittarius. That doesn't necessarily mean his ideal wife or woman has to be a Sagittarius, but she can have, like Trisha has, the sun conjunct Jupiter. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so she is like fits the bill for that. He also has Lilith, which is like a man's deepest desires in a woman. He has that in Sagittarius. So he really desires a woman who has that sense of optimism, a bubbly personality. She can be very, don't worry, be happy, happy-go-lucky, likes to travel, likes to do random things. So that's what he deeply desires. And with her sun conjunct Jupiter, yes, she satisfies that too. Also, a few other factors that I noticed. Let's see. She has, She has Neptune in the 7th house. So she does like a Neptunian type of guy that's artsy and everything. And he has Mars, one of his masculine planets in Pisces, the sign that Neptune rules. So he kind of satisfies that whole Neptunian thing. The only thing with him, he has like Mars in Pisces square Neptune, and he has the sun in Gemini in opposition to Neptune. So he's very Neptunian, which means, yeah, sometimes he may have issues with staying in touch with reality and staying grounded in reality. You know what, you guys, I watched some of Jason's videos and I got a Virgo vibe from him. And so I don't know where that's coming from. He can have planets in his 6th house. He can have a Virgo rising. I don't know, but I did catch some Virgo like key phrases and things coming out of him. So I'm like, he's got some Virgo somewhere. But yeah, he's very Neptunian though, you guys, very Neptunian. So he satisfies her 7th house Neptune need. Okay. And her Uranus in the 7th house is satisfied by his Aquarius moon. Now, let's look at their synastry, like the planets and asteroids that they have together. So here's their synastry overlay. Okay. And, ignore the houses for Jason. We don't know them, but we do know hers. So what's very interesting about their relationship is his Gemini stuff, if she's a Cancer rising, falls in her 12th house of hidden. So, their relationship could have started off being very secret. They could have actually been dating for a little while before they put it out there on YouTube and then started like incorporating it into their vlogs and their videos. A lot of times, this type of synastry, that's exactly what happens. The relationship is hidden, it's private. Sometimes it's an affair. I'm not saying that necessarily he had an affair on his wife, but sometimes this is like, a relationship starting as an affair for some reason. But, or it also means that you guys like to escape reality together when you have 12th house synastry. What's really cool about the relationship is it just, just watching their vlogs together, it just seems so fun. It was like, let's go do this random thing. Let's go do that random thing. Oh yeah, let's go do this. Let's go do that. I'm like, yo, that is so Gemini and that is so like Jupiter, So their relationship, it looks like they have a lot of fun together, which is really cool. So I attribute that to them having their Mercury's conjunct, to be exact and nerdy. Jason's Mercury is 5 degrees of Gemini and hers is 6 degrees of Gemini. So they are like only 1 degree apart in conjunction. So they really have great conversation. They really understand each other mentally because Mercury rules the mental, but also the moon can rule the mind too. And their moons, I don't know if they're going to be exactly conjunct, but they're in the same sign. Jason, because we don't know his birth sign, his moon could be anywhere from 6 to 18 degrees Aquarius. And Trisha's moon is either 13 or 14 degrees Aquarius. So it's definitely like very close to each other. And also when someone's Jupiter conjuncts your moon, Jupiter is jovial energy and the moon is your emotion. So they bring you like this jovial emotional feeling. So I'm like, oh my gosh, their relationship, it looks really cool. It looks good. It looks fun. As far as if it looks solid, that would be more able to be seen if we knew Jason's birth time or his ascendant. But also, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. They have a really good physical chemistry, very good physical chemistry. I don't know. I only watched a few of their vlogs together. So I don't know if they get into graphic detail about their, their love life and stuff like that. But I'll tell you one thing, when someone's Mars is in a conjunction with someone's moon, which her Mars could be conjunct his moon. Her Mars is 21 degrees Aquarius. If his moon is like anywhere from, I don't know, say like 13 degrees Aquarius and up, they could have a moon and Mars conjunction, which is notorious for having a really good physical relationship. Okay. And also I added a couple asteroids in the mix. So, who is it? Trisha. Okay. She has Eros and Pisces. Eros can show really like what you physically desire in somebody. And he has Mars and Pisces. And I think they're pretty close in degree too. No, actually they're not. But it's the same sign, so that's one of those factors right there as well. Okay. Also, his Eros is in Cancer. Now, we don't know her ascendant degree, but he desires a Cancerian woman. He physically desires like Cancer features in a woman. And Cancer rising satisfies that. And also, when I see nodes, like the North Node, the South Node, in a conjunction with anyone's like planets or ascendant, those are ones that can be very strongly bonding of them together. And he has the South Node in Cancer. And once again, we don't know her rising degree, so it could be conjunct her ascendant. But even if not, it's in the same sign. So he could feel very comfortable with her, very familiar with her, because this is the placement of familiarity. And then also, he has a North Node in Capricorn, and that lands in her 7th house, number 1. Number 2, it's in a conjunction with her Neptune. So she probably feels like his purpose is to take her away from reality, to take her away to a place to where she doesn't have to worry about anything, and it's a place of bliss. That's what Neptune rules. So maybe that is maybe his purpose, or what she would like for his purpose to be in her life. And those were the main factors that I saw. And then, of course, the fact that she has Sun conjunct Jupiter and he has Moon conjunct Jupiter. They're both very they like to do random things. I think they travel a lot. I did see in the thumbnails, they take a lot of trips and stuff. So they do like to travel a lot. So they look like they have a fun relationship. Now, they have the Aquarius factors, okay? Aquarius rules the internet. And Trisha has planets in her 11th house, Sun and Jupiter in her 11th house, which also rules the internets. So, of course, somebody with 11th house energy and Aquarius energy will live their lives online. And then Gemini energy is very tricky, trickster. So they have all this air energy. So there are times where I think, yeah, they can be just kind of doing things for views. Their breakup, I don't feel like their breakup was completely real, to be honest, or it was very exaggerated, because they knew that was going to bring a lot of traffic to both of their channels. And it did. It brought them like millions of views on those videos. So I think they do kind of, maybe they did have an incident or an argument, but then they got over it and they're like, oh my gosh, babe, this would bring in so many views. Like, okay, I have a plan. Let's do this. So I think that sometimes they do stuff like that. But they do have such a good bond. I am like, wow, looks like a fun relationship. Also, one last thing is his Saturn is at 21 degrees Gemini and her Venus is at 27 degrees Gemini. It's conjunct her Venus and Chiron. So Saturn is like an anchor. So he weighs her down. Like they feel like, I think the reason why their relationship is like sticking, at least for now, is because a Venus and Saturn conjunction can mean like maturity and growth and like really trying to weigh each other down, like hold each other down. You know what I'm saying? When they say, oh, you hold me down, it's that type of a feeling. And Saturn is work and discipline, and he's helping her work on her Venus conjunct Chiron issues, which is her issues with her appearance. Well, maybe he feels like he is. I think maybe Saturn can come off as being harsh sometimes. So maybe she feels like he's too harsh with that stuff. But I think he feels like he should help her to work on those issues. What do I see with the future of their relationship? Once again, if we knew Jason's birth time and ascendant, it would be easier to see. But if Trisha is indeed a Cancer rising, Saturn is transiting through her 7th house of relationships for the next couple of years until 2020. So I have seen people, when they have Saturn enter their 7th house, get into a long-term, serious, committed relationship. Yes, it does happen. I know Saturn can cause delays, and Saturn in the 7th freaks a lot of people out and they think they'll never find love. But I have seen it bring love to some people. And with this being her Saturn return in the house of relationships, this relationship will definitely give her a lot of lessons and help her to work on anything she has to work on as far as relationships with other people. It'll definitely put in that work, okay? So with that being said, I think this, as long as they can weather the storms of Saturn transiting her 7th house, I think it could work out pretty well. For the long term, I'm just checking. Okay. I think it could work out good, but honestly, they will have some storms to weather. Okay. Saturn in the 7th, it doesn't make things easy when you want to build with somebody. It weeds out anybody that is not serious. So if at any time either one of them are not completely serious about being committed in this relationship, Saturn could be like, oh, okay, well, let me show you what's up. Let me show you what let me give you a little test that'll make or break you guys. And you'll either pass the test and have an even stronger bond, or this relationship will crumble. Saturn rules structures, okay? Like literal buildings and stuff. So it's like, okay, we're going to build. And if there's anything missing, if you guys missed a step in building this relationship, oh, well, guess what? I can cause a test that'll make it like crumble and fall. So they will have some tests. I mean, that's really all I can say without having both birth times. But other than that, It looks like a fun relationship. And I believe there is some legitimacy to it. Indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay. So that's it, you guys. Hold on. Let me go back and see what you guys are saying. Okay. Let me see what you guys are saying first before I exit out of here. Sam says, I'm in Australia. I don't have a clue who they are, but I know Gemini energy could sell anything. Yes, they can. And Trisha does do endorsements for lots of things. Yes. Oh, Elizabeth says, honestly, I don't even know who she is. And I looked her up video right now. And by the few seconds, I could tell the way she is. Yeah, she is. You could totally tell the Cancer energy. Yes, she has had some enhancements done. Yes, she has. You're right about that. Kimara says she seems extremely interesting and slightly creepy. The slightly creepy definitely comes from her moon and Pluto square and planets in the 8th house. Yes, definitely. Saturn in the 7th is hard. I've never been married in 48. Oh, yeah, it can delay marriage and relationships. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Oh, Sam, you know what? I agree with you. I don't agree with the Virgo rising at all. I don't agree with it at all. Hold on. Am I back on? Or does this thing have a delay? I don't know. Okay. Okay, guys. Well, that's it for this evening. It was so great chatting with you guys. Thanks for rocking with me in the evening. And do a video on Eros in this. Ooh, that's a good idea. Thank you. Maybe I might do that one day. But have a great weekend. If you are in the US and you celebrate Labor Day, have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Be safe out there. And I should be back next week, you guys. I say should because my life is random. I'm having heavy Uranus transits, which can be a wild card and throw you into all kinds of weird situations. So I should be back next week. I plan on it, but Uranus laughs at plans. You know what I'm saying? So, but bye, guys. Don't forget, I do offer personal readings. If you want me to look at your relationship potential or relationship with you and another person, just like I did these guys, and hit me up on astrolada.com and I would love to, or any other type of reading, and I would love to do it. So I will see you guys later. Thank you. Love you for being here. And peace out.